Minecraft Tricky Trials update is already on the horizon, and naturally, it comes with a lot of new content. I am so excited about the new crafters. All of the new copper blocks look so amazing, and trial chambers are quite intriguing. So I've been thinking about the new update for a while, and I realized something important. I'm not prepared for the update. Specifically, I'm missing some of the farms that I believe are quite essential in 1.21. In my opinion, there are 5 specific farms that you have to make either before updating your world, or focus on those farms if you start new one in 1.21. So in this video, I will provide you a list of these farms. I will build 4 of them so you can follow along. Also, I will suggest some alternative farms if you prefer different designs. So without further ado, let's begin. So I said that I will build 4 farms out of 5. That's simply because farm number 1 I already built. Iron farm. In fact, Iron farm was literally the first farm that I have built in this hardcore world, and it was the best decision ever. Eventually I transformed it into this beautiful lighthouse. So if you want to build it in your world, please check out this video. But why Iron farm? Well, iron is simply the most precious resource you can have in your world. You definitely need it for any of the future farms that you will build. And of course, it's needed to craft an autocrafter. And I really look forward to use autocrafter to improve this iron farm and craft all the iron ingots into iron blocks. If you create brand new world and you don't yet have enough resources to build the whole lighthouse, I recommend you build day 1 iron farm designed by IronXO4. Another ingredient of autocrafter is crafting table. So naturally you need wood. I do have this really nice and simple wood farm, also designed by IronXO4. However, in 1.20 we got so many new bamboo blocks, and bamboo can easily be farmed passively, and now with the use of autocrafters can be automatically processed and used as a block or ingredient for your crafting wherever you need wood, or used as a fuel. And making this bamboo farm is actually extremely easy. Plant a bunch of bamboo, make flying machine to harvest it, and a collection system underneath. Easy as that. I will build this farm in this beautiful lush cave. It's not very far from spawn, but it's a bit outside of the area where I spend most of my time. If you have lower-end computer, bamboo can cause some lag whenever it grows, as well when you harvest it, especially if you want to make this farm really huge. By the way, I already have this bamboo farm. However, it's not very productive. If you want this type of bamboo farm, you will need way more modules like this. That's why I prefer flying machine. Alternatively, you can try to build this bamboo farm, which has name Jumper Hopper Minecart, designed by Ilmango. Well, I'm gonna make much simpler version with just flying machines, and I will build exactly same configuration as this sugarcane farm. And the materials are quite easy. Of course I will need some bamboo, maybe not that much. Digging the area gives great benefits. Got some diamonds, always happy to find some. So this is the area that we are working with. As you can see, it's not too big. Now we just need to place some rails. So rails on the one side are activated, as well as rails in the middle. It's not active on the other side, because that's where our on-off switch will be. However, I will build it a bit later. First, I need to build a platform. For that, I like to use moss blocks. If you build bamboo farm in a cave like me, remember to put plenty of light sources. I use frog lights. So let's test how it works. Perfectly! Now we just need to build a lot of bamboo and then enclose it with glass to make sure that nothing flies away. The farm has to have at least 6 blocks surrounding it to make sure that no bamboo will fly away. So basically, now it's ready. I just need to make proper access to on and off switch, as well as the collection system. And make sure that I have plenty of chests to collect my bamboo, as well as to make sure that I have plenty of space to expand this collection system whenever I have autocrafters. So, farm number 3. I am in my witch hut where I have my temporary villager converter. So I spoke a lot about farms today, and what's the most essential for the farm in Minecraft? Redstone. You can buy lots of redstone from clerics. However, there is one small change in 1.21 that makes some other way of getting a lot of redstone way more productive. Witch farm. This change wasn't talked about as much. Before, witches would drop some redstone, but not always. But in the new update, they will always drop redstone. Therefore, witch farms has become the best source for all of your redstone needs. As advantage, it will produce gunpowder and sticks that can be pretty useful. So first of all, I need to find suitable witch hut. This one is really bad. What you want is to find one that doesn't have any terrain around and preferably surrounded by water as much as possible. It will make spawn proofing so much easier. This hut not so bad, still quite a lot of land. Let's find better. Oh, another one? Not good either. That one looks more promising. Let's have a look. Okay, it has a lot of water around and not too much land. Yes, this is the one. Oh look, black cat! Black cat! I need that cat. Need some fish. Need some fish. Hold on, I'll be back in a moment. Let's get rid of the witch without damaging the cat. So we've got our cat, now let's build a farm. First of all, we will need to clear the area a little bit, so we can have the open space when building this farm or any similar mob farm. I like to use mob switch, so I'm not gonna be bothered by any spawns. And the principle behind witch farm is very easy. If we activate this structure, we can see a bounding box of witch hut. This means that no mobs will spawn in there, except for witches. And the size of this box is not so big, 7 by 9 by 7. This means that we need to build 3 platforms on top of each other. Make sure that light level on them is 0, figure out the way to funnel witches in one spot, and then we have 2 choices. Either have killing chamber to passively kill all of the witches, or kill them with looting. I chose looting witch farm because I want maximum drop rates. I chose this farm by logical geek boy. However, I modified it a little bit, so it's gonna look a little bit different, but the principle is the same. And these are some of the materials that I will need. This farm will require a lot of glazed terracotta because of the flying machines. Some redstone for flying machine, also a bunch of hoppers and chests for the collection system. So you can see the location of the platforms. First one is placed in line with water, second 2 blocks higher, and third one is on the roof. Of course, we will need to take care of this house. Well, we just destroy it. Just make sure to mark the corners before you tear it down, especially if you don't have mini HUD. So platforms are done. Now I have to build the walls around these platforms to make sure it's dark inside. So 2 of the sides will be enclosed with terracotta. One of the long sides should have leaves, 2 lines of leaves. That's where the flying machine will go. And one of the sides is open. That's where the witches will drop. I built this farm using purple concrete as well as purple and blue glazed terracotta. If you want glazed terracotta to look nice, it's not so easy. Even with the help of Litematica, I managed to place it wrong. So, the rest of the farm. Now that it is all enclosed, I need to build a hopper clock that will be connected to those observers that will trigger the flying machine. Just like that. Remember to cover it with glass. You don't want anyone to spawn on top of it. And 1 stack of items should be quite enough. The lever will be on and off switch. Look at the farm. I think it looks quite nice. Time to build witch funnels. It's gonna go on this side. And on top I have a platform with quite simple item sorter with plenty of storage. I brought the cat here to be my companion. What should I call it? You can drop your name suggestion in the comments down below. I really love naming pets with your suggestions. I love sharing this world with you. And look how productive the farm is. Since I'm playing in 1.20.6, there is not that much point I've gained here just yet. But as soon as I upgrade my world to 1.21, I will come here and farm a lot of redstone. And the same goes for next farm I will build. To be fair, I've never considered this farm. It's Bad Omen farm. I have this temporary raid farm for a long time now. It looks embarrassing. I never decorated it because it was temporary, and I never bothered to build better raid farm. However, in 1.21, raids are changing a little bit. Instead of getting Bad Omen effect immediately, you get Bad Omen potions. And you get it, as always, from killing captains. And those bottles can be used not only for raids, they will be so useful to get better loot from the trial chambers. So now it makes sense to make ominous raid bottle farm. And this farm is even easier than previous one. All you need to do is to find pillager outpost, tear it down to the ground, and find a way to funnel all of the pillagers into one spot where you will kill it with looting sword. There will be 5 different levels of ominous bottles, and captains are gonna throw them at random. Therefore, you need to farm for a bit if you search for specific one. So I cleared the area and even expanded it a little bit because there was a lot of water. I followed this tutorial by Chapman. It was quite easy to follow, but don't make my mistake. Do not, I repeat, do not build the farm if the pillager outpost is next to water, especially if it is in the desert, like this one. I had a lot of problems with sand and water. Better find plains. It would make my life so much easier if I found different one. And the farm is ready. Of course, if I will use it right now, I will just have Bad Omen. Not to worry, I can use my very ugly raid farm and get couple of totems. May come in handy for my next farm. And the raid is done, and I'm the victor. Got 7 totems. Not too bad. Not too bad. And for our final farm for today, we need to go to the end, because here we can build one of the most efficient copper farm. This farm is again by INXO4. His farm is built on very interesting principle, zombie reinforcements. So basically, if you damage a zombie, this includes husks, drowns and normal zombies, there is a chance that the zombie will call for reinforcements. And the longer you lived in the world and longer you've been into the chunks, the chances are higher and higher. And if you put lots of zombies together and punch them all, more chances for reinforcements. This will trigger a vicious cycle of drowns spawning zombies. Those will convert to drowns and spawn even more zombies. And drowns will drop, well, besides rotten flesh and various tools and armors, yes, they will drop copper ingots. And the reason we are building it in the end, first, no other mobs will spawn. The farm will be easily protected from the enderman. Another reason to build it in the end is because this farm will spawn so many zombies, hundreds and thousands. It will be very luck-inducing, so it will greatly help if there is literally nothing around. And of course it's the area that we don't normally visit, so out of sight, out of luck. And apart from building it on top of the void is quite stress-inducing, the farm itself is very simple. We just built two wide corridors. Eventually I will build 4, you'll see, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And in the center we built a converting chamber. And that's it. And of course, building in the void, I felt like I wanted to do rainbow with complementary reimagined shaders. It looks so nice. I decided to go for red color in the center, because that's where a lot of killing will happen, so it calls for red. On top we put some tinted glass, so no enderman will spawn. The important difference to the initial farm is to place waterlogged block right above where zombies will accumulate. This has to do with change in water physics. The rest of the farm is quite the same as in that tutorial. In my AFK spot, I have armor stand, so I will be constantly hitting armor stand. This will prevent from taking damage from any of the turns that zombies may have. And in order to be positioned correctly, I will use dispenser with a bucket and a button on top. That's basically it. For the farm we need 2 swords. Unfortunately, my sword doesn't qualify. It has flame. First we need looting sword, and here I made a huge mistake. I put sweeping edge. Don't put sweeping edge. Don't be like me. It should be looting, unbreaking, and mending. Nothing else. This is the farming sword. Also, we will need some culling sword. Sometimes the farm will produce way too many zombies, so then we need sharpness to efficiently get rid of them. That sword can have sweeping edge and sharpness 5. In order to start the farm, I need plenty of zombies, but it's day. Okay, I waited for the sunset. Can we find some zombies to bring with me to the end? Oh no, this is not ideal. This is not ideal. I don't need creepers, or skeletons, or babies. And getting zombie through to the end is not so hard. Just put slabs just like that and they will go through. And then calmly walk on top of the void until they end up in the farm. In order to start the farm, we need like 20 zombies or so. It always starts very slowly, so bringing 1 zombie at a time can take a while. Just make sure that zombie will not despawn, so maybe name tag them. Now whenever I will damage these zombies, they will try to spawn reinforcements, and in the beginning it will be slow, but trust me, it will escalate quite a lot. So, update. I built 2 more corridors, and now I have so many zombies. They are literally flooding the area. Whenever I farm, I just look down, so all of the zombies are out of field of view. Because if I look up, look at the lag. There are so many zombies and entities. Game really struggles. By the way, in 1.21 there is a possibility that turns will still damage you, so probably I will need to upgrade this farm by placing at least 2 beacons, one with resistance 2 and another with regeneration 2. Hopefully with totem in one hand and beacons we can survive any potential turns. However, it needs to be tested. But for now I will AFK in 1.20.6. But what about the raids? I got a lot of XP, and in fact it's still coming. So as soon as I update to 1.21, I will have so many blocks ready to craft all of the new copper items. So, what do you think about my farms? What other farms would you build in 1.21? Which features are you excited the most? Me, definitely it's Autocrafter. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please comment your thoughts down below and like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And see you in the next update. Bye!